Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all the support and love. I really appreciate those comments and it makes my heart sing when I notice new ones under the video telling me that it was a wonderful message. I also appreciate those who tell me how it resonated, and overall thank you so much for being here and for creating this beautiful community around tarot. I haven't yet laid out the cards and I'll use that opportunity to talk about something. So this video's topic is going to be inspired from a situation from my friend's life and from mine to a certain degree. So the reading is going to be called What Should You Do Next? So it's going to be focused on the guidance aspect of your life. It's going to be the next logical step in the game, or what it is that you should know, what it is that you should be focusing on next, or what's the specific idea or action that you should be investing yourselves further, and what's like the best action for you specifically for each of the piles, because I found that question to be something that is really like nagging for so many friends of mine, and a reading in that regard would be quite useful for those of you who feel a little lost in life or needing, as I said, guidance, direction. I would be as well grateful if I were to stumble across a video that would be talking about that. Let's see. I will take two cards just because I felt compelled to do that. And I will take an oracle card as well for each of the piles on what you should do next. It's gonna be something like the first thing that comes to mind when I reveal the card, and we'll see what I can get for each of you. By the way, I heard like recently there is like a hype on TikTok and social media about a book called like Artist's Way, and it talks about you organizing like an exercise in your life. The first thing in the morning, you journaling and page dumping all the information that comes to mind. An interesting tool, I guess, and I tried it out. Like, for those of you who would enjoy journaling, it's something really awesome that makes you unveil and untangle your thoughts. So I just wanted to drop that here just in case, like a little like aspect from my life, because I'm so passionate about self-discovery. I hate self-work, self-improvement, because I believe deeply we are all perfect. So yeah, that was something interesting I just wanted to note here. Okay, so the first stone here is the clear quartz. The second stone here is picture jasper. Okay. Third one is tiger's eye, and the last one is snowflake obsidian. So pick whichever resonates for you specifically, and I will see you each in your timestamps that I will post either in the comment section or in the description, or even both. Okay, let's begin the reading. Hello, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. The topic was what we should do next. That's the Nine of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. And the Anchor card. Okay. I think I will take advice as well in this situation. in each pile, of course. Nine of Swords, starting with it, first card. I want to say here there is a strong element of grounding, sorry, that is necessary to be thought of or to be focused on, like a step, like an action here that is being told in the reading, is most likely you having a very logical, mind-oriented plan or layout of action that would bring you more towards an idea of stability or groundedness or certainty in your life. This could be financial, this could be, for example, I don't know, clearing out some issues around your house, like the documents, or maybe paying the rent, maybe paying the bills. Making sure that everything is being well managed so that it is not nagging at you, basically. For some, this could be the next step in the game, could be like you taking some time to think or to sort out your thoughts, because the Nine of Swords indicates there is a lot of mind chatter and overall distress, anxiety perhaps happening in your head, and it might be making you feel as though you cannot be like clear enough or having enough clarity for you to step further. So lots of advice and encouragement on cultivating more clarity, certainty, and stability into your life. It is as well not a period of great changes for this pile, specifically because of this card, I feel. And I would most encourage you to take as much time as you need to focus on what you can change, like in your immediate surroundings. Let me take the curtain out because it's messing with my reading. Okay, so focus on yourself as well is the message that's coming up here. Maybe as well express your concerns here, with the first card being the Nine of Swords. Express your distresses either with a friend, therapist, whatever the case may be, like a family member or a trusted person. And if you have financial issues or financial distress, like anxiety relative to finances or the future, I would highly recommend you write this down, express, feel it, or make it as a mental note to yourself that it is all right to feel this way, and allow yourself the space to contain your emotions relative to your pains, distresses, like the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords could be as well mental rest, and what that implies for me, you might be, for example, physically resting, that is like physical rest, but maybe mental rest would be like decluttering thoughts, for example, meditating as well, or just venting out, is this is a strong like step in the game for the first pile, and it's in regards to more of like your immediate surroundings. Like, this is not drastic action, this is more contemplative, a more contemplative reading, a more someone who's entering their saving mode, energy saving mode, and someone who's like concentrating on their inner like stability, groundedness. And for you, I feel in life it would be much better if you were to concentrate on that first. Like, you need to feel assured, you need to feel secure for you to basically think of other things or other steps that can improve further the quality of your life. So the cards here are not urging you to basically jump in life and frantically like change things or invite unrest or chaos. No, I would advise you to throw that idea of productivity right out of the window right now if you are someone who's stressing about that. Focus on yourself right now and focus on what would make you as an action feel more peace, more stability, more certainty, more predictability, something along those lines, because these cards are screaming that message, to be honest. And if you have small tasks that need your immediate attention, definitely do those, because I sense here there is a strong possibility that you might be a little distressed because there is so much to do on your to-do list and you haven't already managed to clear those out. What else you should do next? Three of Wands. Three of Wands as well is a card of like small steps. Here is showing itself up. Oh, and this is as well like Genius, the Star, and the Temperance in reverse. Something again, if you feel unrest, if you feel as though you have to get on in life quicker, you have to understand here that some processes of healing require you time to digest. You cannot jump hoops endlessly and fast enough for you to consider it efficient or productive if you are struggling with that, if it resonates, of course. And Three of Wands is more like, how can I make the first step in my wish fulfillment, or what's the first thing that I can plant right now so that I can call it, I can step further into progress. So much so, but for it to not unsettle me, for it to not startle me, What's the little thing I can do right now? What's the small detail that I can implement right now in this moment that would not be an effort for me, that would clarify a little the situation that I'm right now in? As well, this is a card of future outlooks. That means take your time to plan things slowly and allow yourself the time to really enjoy the process and not rush into it. Like, this pile would as well benefit from the idea that sometimes the journey towards your goal has to be an enjoyable one, and if you were to make the goal something that you want to achieve no matter what, then the journey would be quite unsufferable, to say the least, and you have to learn to enjoy the moment of growth and to not rush into the idea of the future thing that you have in mind, that you have to achieve or that you feel desperate to reach to. Temperance in reverse, this felt to me like a little like unrest here, like lack of patience and lack of faith a little in the universe perhaps. And that's all right, of course. It's all right to feel that way. And the last card is like, okay, Fishes in reverse. Two things. Fishes for me signify the intuition. You might be not, this is not necessarily with the intuition. You might not be as connected with yourself as you can be actually, and there is huge potential in that, meaning you have to dive deep into your subconscious here if you feel, of course, resonating with that idea. You have to dive deep into your motivations, into your fears, into the worst case scenarios. You have to understand yourself to a deeper level, and whatever action, technique, or exercise you can engage in that would help you discover discover the true meaning, the true intention behind your actions, behind your fears, behind your stories in your head, will make you feel more connected to yourself. And as an advice card being the last, I want to say that you are invited to do that. You are invited to know yourself, to connect yourself to a better quality than you used to. And for some, of course, this would mean listening as well to your intuition, your inner voice. But this is so much repeated that yeah, I just felt like a very strong feeling that I should tell you about you connecting to yourself and you understanding yourself. This is like the back and forth thing when you speak to a therapist and they validate you. Basically, you get that mirroring, but here you can get that mirroring as well with yourself, or maybe with a friend, someone who can understand like the specific issue or the specific problem that's blocking you, or maybe that's making you feel worry with the Nine of Swords. So that was your reading, first pile. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a very peculiar but specific action direction thing you should be engaging in. And I want to say, don't despair. Things can change in a slow pace. And I believe strongly that the most transformative changes as well, and the most durable ones, can be made slowly and not in a rush, not like in that tower moment. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you in the future. Bye. Hi pile number 2, welcome to your reading. Let's see what you should do next. Starting with the first card being the Queen of Swords, the Sun, and the Key. Okay, very specific message, I love it. There is something you're not telling people, close friends, close people, like inner circle. There is a lot on your mind you're not telling. There is like hidden messages or hidden thoughts or hidden buried things that need to be expressed, either in front of that person or maybe in a way that will make you feel lighter. Maybe that means, I don't know, pushing a pillow, sorry, punching, yeah. There is a release here that needs to be done. I sense a lot of pent up emotion showing up in the reading. I as well sense here you holding on to some things you're not telling, maybe perhaps even to yourself for some reason. I feel as though there is a huge opportunity for you to feel liberated, uplifted, free, and lighter overall if you were to express and if you were to tell things as they are. Now, I do not encourage you to maybe like express negativity or the things that you are distressed about to some people who cannot face it. Maybe I would encourage you to write it down, as I said in the introductory section. Maybe you need someone who will validate and understand the things that you've been going through. But what you should do next is all about, with the Sun, with exposure, letting you all pour in into the idea of self-expressing to your fullest, expressing honestly all the things that I'm containing within myself, that I'm withholding and trapping and restraining from being freely expressed, freely felt, freely like released, released from your system. You have a huge liberation here if you'll do that. Have you heard of that exercise as well, in which you write a letter to someone you hate but do not send it? It's, I guess, I forgot his name, but it's a well-known person who did that. And while they were writing and feeling all of these negative things, they realized that in the end they no longer wanted to send that letter. So think about it. Does it resonate with you? Do you want to write some things, or do you want to express some things that need to be vented out? This could be like a, I don't know, recorded message, I don't know, vocal message, written message. What works for you? Or have you heard of the Letters to God exercise, in which you write to God daily or whenever you feel like it, and tell him everything you feel about the world, about yourself, about all the injustices that happened into your life and the bad things that happen, you know? The key here holds a lot of insight just at the brink, just at the, there is one step that is preventing you here from achieving that clarity, from achieving that liberation, as I said, release. And for some, this will be like a game changer step. You getting it all out of the system, just like this in general. Like, maybe if you can channel as well with the Sun card, if you can channel that into a song, if you can channel it into an art piece, for example, this could be as well. But I strongly felt here with the Queen of Swords that, Queen of Swords is all about expression, clear communication, getting it all out, as I said. Yeah, so that's great. Like the devil, you have to take like every dark thought that you have deep inside of you and express it to and show it to the light of your consciousness. Basically make it conscious, make the subconscious pent up frustration be seen and be exploded into those words, into that paper, basically, because it can withstand that. Okay, that's the second time the star is showing in the reading. It will be healing if you were to do that. It might be a little challenging at first, and you might be feeling a little distressed and like things are aggravating, but in the long term you'll discover that you will understand yourself better and to a better degree overall. One thing specifically, if you are to engage in that sort of venting, writing, whatever it is that would cause you to feel more relief, you have to be honest, you have to be very specific in the details. Of course, make sure these are private, and make sure to be prepared for the intensity, but expression will liberate you, second pile. I felt that is a very specific message here with those cards, and you'll not regret it. You might be feeling, as I said, the moon is upright, but it's like a necessary phase of you detoxifying or releasing those, and them causing you to feel like a little uncomfortable, to say the least, because when you express something negative, it's always not pleasant because you know what you've been through. And by the potential here with the Queen of Swords, I sense the person who's watching might be a little prone to taking in everything and taking everything upon themselves. The second pile might be a little too responsible, and might be such a responsible person, in fact, that they might be actually taking too much upon themselves, so much so that they cannot carry it. And you might be struggling. You might be the person who's carrying, it's giving me 10 of Wands energy, in which a person is basically carrying so much upon themselves, afraid to upset, afraid to unleash that chaos that will ensure if they were to drop it all, There is a lot. I can tell. There is, on one hand, a lot with the devil in reverse, a lot of upset, hurt, pain, distress, lots of people from the past, I sense a huge potential for you to write a lot of letters to a lot of people, like as I said, negative letters, but you do not send them. Maybe you destroy them, maybe you keep them for the sake of the self-reflection, sorry. The moon as well is telling me that there is much you don't know. You might be very aware as a person, especially if you are watching these and you're interested in that domain, but trust me when I tell you, when you're going to write, when you're going to express, vent, you will discover that one thing is connected to another, and that another thing is connected to a whole nother thing that will send you on in the childhood, for example. It will remind you of similar events, and you'll be like that person who's like cleaning something and discover new sides of the story, new sides of things that need to be further cleaned. It's that classical situation in which you unclog something, and while you do that and you take out the main thing that was blocking the whole pipe, you discover that that thing grabs another one which is a little thinner but it's deeper, like, and you like take it out like a rope, you know. You clean it out, you think it's one thing, but you go deeper and you realize, oh, it was there, I didn't see it, and it's all right, you know. It's really a huge opportunity for you to explore, and with the Knight of Wands, I get the feeling that in the long term you will enjoy it. Like, I want to say that you will feel much freedom and much energy release, and like a new drive, like the energy that was dwelling and going into that past or into that situation or into those unspoken words or the hurt that that person didn't acknowledge. I feel as though that energy will return to you, and you'll find yourself changed. You'll find yourself looking in the mirror and not recognizing the person that you are looking at. Yeah, the Fool here is signifying you will be heading into new beginnings if you do that. You'll discover new sides of life, equally, like as much as you will dig deep into those negative sides from the past and relieve yourselves of those. This will equally reflect the good things, the good sides of life that you are going to further discover. So that was your reading, second pile. An exciting thing is waiting if you are going to take the action here. I encourage release, I encourage integration of emotion and self-awareness. It's the best thing that can make a lasting change. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're well. I hope this reading finds you well, and I hope you will succeed to liberate yourselves from the distress, from the pain, and from the things that are not enjoyable, really. Stay safe and take care of yourselves. Bye. Hello and welcome to your reading, third pile, the ones of you who've chosen the Tiger's Eye stone. Let's dive right into the cards with what you should do next. You have the Six of Wands. You have the Eight of Pentacles. And you have the Moon. Okay. Okay, so I wanted to tell you that with the Six of Wands, this is interesting. If you have a trip, if you have like a celebratory moment, or if you have an invitation of sorts, like a vacation for some as well, go for it, definitely. You are encouraged to celebrate your milestones, and as well you're encouraged to see the things that you have achieved so far. This would as well be a thing. Oh my god, like my pronunciation is all over the place. you have to keep in mind, like with this card, you have to understand the idea of gratitude, but it has to be sincere. You have to be sincerely grateful, and noting of the things that you're grateful for, that you truly feel about them this way. For example, yes, we might be feeling grateful for the fact that we live, for example, but there are more specific things in nature for ourselves, for our own preference, that would be great to note and to remember. Like, for example, those things like I have a favorite singer and they are living in the same era as I am, which is something awesome. I discovered them, they exist, I enjoy them. This could be like as well something of sorts. I discovered a fictional character and I enjoy and like the fact that I recognize some traits there that I would like to cultivate within myself. For example, I'm giving you something that I have taken from my own life, but it's those little things that are going to make you more aware of the fact that you are to be more celebrative about yourself, about the things that you have gathered so far. And with the Eight of Pentacles, this will be going into different directions, but many of you have lost the fun, have lost the meaning, or have lost the overall idea of having fun or having an experience for the sake of it, you know? The moon is here as well, which might mean that you might be a little confused, or you might be caught up in your work, and you should be more aware of where life is going in general, like enjoying the little things, or rediscovering like the passion, rediscovering the activities that refill your cup here. Now, because the Eight of Pentacles is a card of work, someone is either not focusing on work, or someone is overly focused on work. In direct correlation to this card, you have to understand that you have to enjoy what you're doing to feel fulfilled, and to not feel that dreadful feeling of I have to do that because life has to be going. Take a vacation, take a break, take action into a direction of relief or emotional fulfillment, or fun, just like fun just for the sake of the experience, you know? You might be as well like a little busy in life, or you might find yourselves struggling to find free time, but you have to know that there are a lot of things and like people grateful here. I sense with this Six of Wands, like even enviable is coming to the table. As an action, interestingly enough, this pile is not more like action oriented, but more you have to reassess your idea or your perception of how things work, or something along those lines. It's not like drastical change, it's more of a change of perspective here. Being more honest with yourself. Again, what I'm picking on here is you getting outside of your head, and again, the sun here is like, as you can see, that card is very joyful. You discovering the joy in your life, or you making time for you to be happy, for you to be enjoying life, something along those lines here. Having to release some sort of future projections or masterful planning here, and more enjoying the moment. This pile, as I said again, is not so action focused, it's more the attitude that needs to be changed. And something about this pile as well speaks of, you might have caught yourself so much in the idea of what it is that you want to do and the idea of productivity, progress, and whatnot, that you have lost the spark along the way. Okay, it's a great thing that you can organize so well with these cards, but what use does it have if it's not enjoyable for you? Again, I don't know why, but like this card, overworked, is coming up, like overly loyal to your work, overly dedicated towards, could be an workaholic here, I guess, with those cards, which is interesting. Advice. Take the way of the heart is what's coming here. What that means. The way of the heart is the way of the heart and not the mind, basically. And it means you finding the right balance between making you happy, making you sincerely fulfilled, and others around you, and not making others happy at your own expense or to your own detriment here. There is a huge accent upon this reading about the idea of taking breaks, resting, having fun especially, and having an experience not because you want to gain something out of it, but because the experience in and of itself is something enjoyable, and it's something that you are meant to experience because you're here. For this pile, life might have become way too much serious. It might have become actually too calculated, very like predictable. While it gives, or it might give you stability in general, it might have become that thing that is no longer worth pursuing just because it's so robotic or automatic, in nature. Find as well friends or the people who can brighten your mood here with the sun, or find those people who can make you feel less serious or less stressed, laugh more, or find like things that you can laugh about, or watch maybe a comedy. I don't know, it really is complicated to say because it's a general reading, but stimulate yourself to feel more, excitement in your life, seek more excitement, or maybe place intention for your life to be more exciting is what's coming in this reading. Like, this reading is very heavy for me, very stable yet boring somehow. Take on that trip, that invitation, that, I don't know, even vacation, and enjoy your life, because we are really not meant to work ourselves off all of our life. So that was your reading, third pile. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was insightful and it brought you a sense of direction, or maybe it revealed some insights for you. I'm hoping you can discover these changes and take action upon a more fulfilling life and not like a more calculated one. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe in the future I will do some other videos that will highlight other qualities or hints about what you should do specifically in the future that would perhaps shift even more that situation. So I hope you stay safe, take care of yourselves, and as well hope to see you in the next videos. Bye! Hello, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. Let's see what you should do next. Yours was linked to this Snowflake Obsidian. It's the last pile. Knight of Cups, Four of Wands, and the Mountain card. So this pile, interestingly enough, is a little also as well talking about risk-taking, which is interesting because I do not see that every day. Knight of Cups, if you have a feeling, a gut feeling that is linked to the direction in your life that you have to take it. It's the indication that it's the right direction. If you feel like you might not experience like encouragement from family members, from like validation overall, or understanding from the people that surround you, this is like a challenge, or take it on more of like a challenge. And if you have vision in your mind, definitely know that you can pursue anything that you want, and you can make it happen in one way or another, and don't be stuck on one specific goal or one specific way in which it has to play out itself out. Yeah, all over the place again, but never mind. The Mountain card, it might be like you might feel like it's meant for you, for example, but the circumstances, the people, and the beliefs are telling you otherwise. No, believe in your North Star and follow it no matter what. And if you have to postpone it, if you have to maybe think it out, think it all the way through, or wait before you can take action upon it, do that, definitely, because you might have to, in fact, but do not ever abandon your idea of what it is that you want to pursue. As an action is like the small baby steps that I can take right now for me to assure that my vision, that my wish can... Okay, so the audio was interrupted. The baby steps you can take to ensure that your vision, your quest, your idea of a better future is like taken care of or realized, like in those small increments, whatever they might be. And no matter how much lack thereof of validation you might be receiving, know that it is realizable. You can make it, basically. I want to take other cards as well. Maybe they will clarify further what I can say here. Let's see what you should do next. Non-conventional ways to solve your problems, or non-conventional or even, you know, this is all as well about like magic or very indirect ways to solve a problem, right? Because the Hierophant here is represented more like a magician, shaman, and the Hierophant in reverse as well is non-conventional, non-traditional ways to solve problems. That means adhering or asking for help, people, or going into situations that would provide you the answer that you seek. Unfortunately, I do seem to feel a lot of lack of support here in the reading for some reason. Lack of understanding, like you being in one direction oriented and these people around you being completely looking the other way. You might be either giving up on that, or you might be feeling like an alien with people surrounding you, basically. Yeah, there is lots of conflict, there is lots of frustration even, with the people that surround you for some reason, because they do not understand you, they do not want to understand you, some of them. And it feels to me like you're packing your things and deciding to go in your way, because you live with yourself first. With the Ten of Swords in reverse, I want to tell you something that is going to sound surprising, but it's the truth here. That's your situation is not as bad as it seems. You feel everything, and it's so accurate. You don't know. You just don't know. These surroundings are more the thing that is being shown like a blockage here, is making things complicated, not so much you, and it's not your fault here, it's not your issue, it's not your problem that they are having, that they're not seeing you, that they're having issues with their perception of you. But honestly, I feel this pile has like an inner compass or a sense of personal direction, which is so unique, which is so uniquely tailored for yourself, for your own individual life, that it cannot be steered away, it cannot be pretended that it doesn't exist. And it's like you following it, your inner guide, it's sacred, and ultimately it's the only thing that, if you're going to pursue, it's gonna make you happy, nothing else. Like, not people pleasing, not listening to other people's voices, and not listening to people's complaints, because if you are to listen to them once, trust me, they will continue, and they will continue in ways in which you cannot predict at times. But you'll be surprised, because if you bow the first time, most likely that person will adhere to another scenario in which they will make you bow the second time, the third time. And the best possible thing that you can do right now is listen to yourself, and trust your own guidance. Trust that you have just enough to make way, make yourself known, make yourself responsible, and believe that your decisions are genuinely going to change your life in a direction in which your achievements will be tangible, will feel yours, will feel not influenced and manipulated by other people's intentions and influence overall. Like, that's what I saw here in the reading. The action here is more of believe in yourself, believe in the direction that you feel you have to be going, and follow that no matter what other people will say. Because if you know what you are, there is nobody on this earth that can dictate you otherwise, because you know the core of your being. Who can determine that? Who can determine the meaning of your core if that's not you? Nobody, really. And I sense as though when people will realize the success that you're going to reach, they will be a little shocked, they will be a little caught up by surprise, because they imagined you to be in a different place entirely. There is as well so much noise, so much either gossip, envy, or judgment here, like so much. You have to be either cleansing, or if you don't believe in such stuff, then I guess it's irrelevant, but you have to know that there is so much stuff that's being talked about in about you behind your back. Like, it's a chaos, it's a mess here, to be honest. And it's interesting specifically because there is such a huge discrepancy between you, who you are, your identity, and those people. It's as though you live with them physically in the same place, but mentally in parallel realities. So much so there is that gap, there is that difference. And the message is quite specific, to be honest. Like, I cannot lie, I feel like this is crazily specific and I hope it resonates, but it's definitely something I saw here. Let's see what you can do. Okay, that's something. Listen to yourself, listen to your own guidance, intuition. The High Priestess is, remember I told you feel like an alien. Well, you might be actually, because that card is someone who's very different. Like the High Priestess is a very special and yet different person from what you usually encounter. With what you should do next, introspect, read and study the knowledge or the experience maybe that you have, and use it to help yourself guide your next steps in accordance as well with your emotions. Like, do whatever feels right, do whatever makes you feel fulfilled, do whatever makes you feel like it's worth it in the long run, or do self-loving things. Ask yourself, for example, what would someone who loved themselves do? Because you have the Lovers here as well, which is prioritizing and sorting out the relationships in your life that are sincere, that are clear, that are transparent, and that are truthful, and the people that are holding the best interests towards you, basically, and kicking out all these people that can't and don't want to understand you, basically. And yeah, that was like, I love that the High Priestess is showing itself up in the reading, along with the Page of Cups. Like, you are perfect, actually. Like, by design, you're all right. Like, don't believe those people. You are, I don't know how to explain it, because I'm having issues explaining that, but you're much better than you realize. Your feeling radar, your perception of things, your estimations of the event, or people's attitudes, you might be presuming them, but trust me, you're much more right than you realize. It's what's coming here in the reading. And with the Lovers, you have to take action, you have to take responsibility and decisions about these people who don't want to respect you, who disrespect you, who see you any less than, and if not good enough is as well the word, then they do not deserve your presence. These are not people who deserve to be in your presence. These people need boundaries. That's what I see here. You have to take space and to allow people to enter in your life, but as well to manage and sort out the ones that are abusive. And if you can recognize the abuse, which you can, obviously, because you have a very developed intuition here, it's an urge for you to accept it, to honor it as a feeling, to listen to your feeling, to accept your feelings and to validate those and to take action accordingly. So that was your reading, fourth pile. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful and it resonated. And I as well hope to see you in the future. Bye.